Marvel's vast universe is filled with a wide array of weapons and magical items that play a pivotal role in the narratives of its characters. These artifacts hold immense significance within the Marvel canon. Whether used for heroic deeds or nefarious purposes, these items often serve as catalysts for epic battles and dramatic plot developments. We will explore some of the most iconic and influential weapons and magical items in the Marvel Universe, shedding light on their origins, powers, and impact on the characters and stories they inhabit. Come with me and ask the question. What is?
The Ten Rings are ancient artifacts whose origin remains a mystery, with no identifiable extraterrestrial roots. These powerful items possess a thermoluminescent trace that, when activated, emits a magical beacon. Thousands of years ago, Shu Wenwu discovered the rings, which granted him immense power and longevity, though even he didn't know who created them. Wenwu leveraged the rings' power to conquer kingdoms and topple governments throughout history. He used them defensively to create shields and offensively to unleash energy blasts, engage enemies single-handedly, and even as a whip. Wenwu also utilized the rings for practical purposes such as propelling himself out of a car and keeping them on his arms while observing his soldiers. During a confrontation with Ying Li, she demonstrated a surprising ability to deflect his attacks and temporarily alter the ring's nature, even redirecting them back at him. This encounter led to Wenwu's defeat and his subsequent romantic interest in Li. Following their union, Wenwu chose to cease using the rings. However, after Li's murder, Wenwu tragically resumed using the rings for revenge. He wielded them to destroy objects, deflect bullets, ensnare opponents, and even kill a gang member by firing a ring into his head. Later, Wenwu used the rings to pull Shang-Chi back during a fight. In his desperate attempt to revive Ying Li, Wenwu used the rings to invade Ta Lo, charging them up and commanding his soldiers to attack. During a conflict with Shang-Chi, Wenwu's grief-fueled rage led him to strike his son with the rings, full force, sending him into the water. Wenwu then used the rings to assault the Dark Gates, inadvertently releasing Soul Eaters. Shang-Chi, aided by the Great Protector, intercepted Wenwu before he could fully breach the gate. During their resumed battle, Wenwu flung half of his rings at Shang-Chi, who not only caught them, but also gained control. Shang-Chi, demonstrating newfound skill, used the rings against his father. Although Wenwu delivered a heavy blow, Shang-Chi eventually gained control of all 10 rings. He launched a powerful attack but ultimately spared his father. A dying Wenwu then entrusted his rings to Shang-Chi for his survival. With the assistance of Shu Xialing and the Great Protector, Shang-Chi utilized the rings to destroy the Dweller in Darkness. Wong later had the rings analyzed, and it was determined that they began emitting a beacon to an unknown recipient after Shang-Chi used them to kill the Dweller in Darkness. The 10 rings grant their users enhanced strength and longevity. They can be fired as projectiles, emit powerful concussive energy blasts, and can be telepathically controlled to serve as platforms for aerial movement. The strength enhancement is proportional to the number of rings worn. Wenwu typically wore 5 on each arm, but could double his punch power by moving all to one arm. Shang-Chi similarly wore rings on his leg to enhance his kicks. The rings can deflect bullets and allow users to launch themselves into the air and land safely. When thrown as projectiles, the rings can be recalled by the user. While hovering, they emit a magical energy field that can be manipulated. Wenwu used this field to create a high-speed defensive barrier, and both he and Shang-Chi used it as a whip. Shang-Chi also used the energy field as a tether. The rings prevent the users aging as long as they are worn, allowing Wenwu to live for over a millennium while appearing middle-aged. However, they do not grant true immortality, as evidenced by Wenwu's soul being extracted by the Dweller in Darkness. The rings appear to possess a degree of intelligence and self-awareness, reacting to individuals with abilities inherited from the Great Protector. Both Yingli and Shang-Chi were able to seize control of the rings from Wenwu by using unique martial arts from Tao Lo to redirect their energy, causing the ring's energy color to change from blue to golden. Initially, only 5 rings sided with Shang-Chi, but the other 5 willingly chose him after their energies collided. Once Shang-Chi possessed all 10 rings, they demonstrated new abilities in conjunction with his Great Protector powers. He used them to project an energy blast potent enough to kill the Dweller in Darkness with a single blow. The energy released from his attack was so powerful it was detected by the masters of the mystic arts in Kamar-Taj. Wong also noted that the rings were unlike any known alien technology or vibranium, and were far older than the 1,000 years Wenwu had possessed them. He concluded that whatever they were something entirely undocumented in the Codex.